Chris from Tech Tablets here. Hope you're having a good day. I have in front of me here the Chuwi Vi8. Now this is the dual boot model that now comes with an HDMI port, micro HDMI, and it has Android 4.4.4 installed with Windows. It's $99 US. Just going to have a quick look over the tablet and focus mainly on Android because I originally looked at the Windows version. You can find a lot of videos on my channel. There'll be a link in the description of this video to have a look at those videos, a bit of gaming, benchmarks, etc. I will not focus on that, but before I jump into Android, just wanted to quickly show you that the tablet comes with Office. You get a 1-year license, so that adds to the value. It's a full Windows. You get Windows 8.1 Bing version. It's basically just a normal Windows 8.1 Home. If there was a Home version, that's really what it is. Your search engine is set to Bing, but that's not an issue. The Emmc Drive, you can see here that the speeds are slightly slower than the first model I tested. First model I got around 170 read and 70 write, and the 4K random write speeds are down a little bit here, but it doesn't seem to make too much of a difference. I'm not too sure whether that's to do with the Android partitioning has somehow affected the speed of that drive, but it's still the same 32-bit Hynix drive there. So just close that down now and show you quickly before I boot over to Android just how the tablet runs here. So if I go into the website techtablets.com here and bring that up, I just wanted to show you something to compare with Android. I'm typing all over the place here. But if I look at the tablet instead of the phone that's recording this, okay. Ooh, didn't do a very good job there either with typing. It's a little bit tricky to type on because I have a tripod too as well behind me. It makes it a little harder. And I'm recording this live, so there's no takes or anything. Okay, so if for some reason I've gone into Facebook, but surfing the internet is fine. If you have a look at the text here close up, you can see that it's a little bit pixely, a little small, but you can still read it. This is in Windows. Now when I boot over to Android, I'll show you that there is a slight difference there with that I've noticed that it looks a little bit blurry for some reason. And I'll finally get into the Tech Tablets website now. It's easier just to type with one finger, I think. So the Tech Tablets website loads up. It's really nice and fast when it's running there in the Metro IE11. Very fluid, loads in great. You can see there that text is easily readable there. You've got a 1280 times 800 resolution, so it's not the sharpest screen in the world. It's definitely no Retina display, but it's still pretty good. It's still good. The brightness of the screen is good, very bright. It gets up to about 325 lux, and I'll just show you there. The screen's on full brightness at the moment. If I chop that right down, it can dim down quite nicely. That is quite dim there. And there we have full brightness. So I'm just going to leave it somewhere about there. And when you have it up in portrait here, you can still just read out that text. Hopefully that's coming out on the camera. It's still quite readable. And I will just swap over now to Android and show you the difference. That when you're in Android, that is not actually that readable. I think it's down to the DPI. And the Windows button is working. You can do multi-screens, of course. All of that is all fine, just like in my other reviews. As I said, if you wanted to see more of the Windows part of this tablet, then do check out the link in the description. Anyway, to boot over to Android is quite simple. All I need to do is just push this button here, a shortcut, and that's going to just go straight over into Android for me now. And I'll keep the camera rolling. I'm not going to turn it off or anything, so you can see how long this takes. And that's how you swap over from operating system to operating system, pushing the button there. When you do power on the tablet, you can actually hold the volume up button, will give you a boot menu selector. So you can choose from starting out the tablet if you want to go onto Android, if you want to jump onto Windows. which is handy. I do actually like this way of switching in the with the tablet. It's definitely, I think, faster than Techlast's system. Ondo also uses a system. This is the inside BIOS setup for dual boot tablets. Switching that over. Alright, so I've taken the time to install just a few applications and benchmarks in Android. And you can see here that what I've got is basically the stock ROM. It had only a couple of apps there that I could uninstall. There were about 4 applications that I had in the unboxing video that I could just remove straight away, that I could uninstall them. That was really good. There's a shopping cart here, Chinese one, that is the only bloatware app that is on there. The stock ROM from Chuwi is very vanilla Android. This is really good. There's no big bloaty launcher on top or anything slowing the tablet down. Overall performance is excellent. Yeah, it's good. And if I just look at the tablet's website now and go on to the homepage, I'll just show you that difference that I was trying to explain before. That, and if you have a look at now, that text, it's quite blurry. Hopefully that's coming out on the camera there. It's not as readable as it is in Windows. I think that's down to the way the DPI is set. I think it's set to 320 or something. So it's not that sharp, but it's still smooth, not as smooth as it is in Windows, but the browser's still good. If you hold it now in landscape here, and you can see that the text is now quite readable there, so it's not that much of an issue. But that's just something I wanted to point out before I jumped straight into Android. Now I'll just show you now a couple of benchmarks on the tablet. I took the time to just do some benches of Geekbench 3 and Antutu, the new Antutu 7. I will just show you quickly those right here in the gallery. Right, I took some screenshots. Okay, so this is a score here for Geekbench. Not a bad score. That's not too bad for the Atom Z3736F that's in there. Sorry, 35F clocks up to 1.8 gigahertz. That score's not too bad at all. Here is the Antutu score. This is Antutu, the latest version of 5.7. So 35,000. Again, not a bad score. This is Quadrant. I don't know if anyone's using Quadrant anymore these days. The score is 15,000. And finally, Geekbench. Slightly lower multi-core score. Then normally it's around about 2,000 with these tablets. So I'm not really too sure why that is. In Windows I got around 2,000 on the first review I did of this model. And for some reason here that's slightly lower in Android. I'm not really too sure why. But that's not that much of a problem, because performance in games, as I'll show you shortly, is quite good. There's no issue there playing games. The launcher is really good. It's not bad at all. I've had no trouble downloading. Wi-Fi connection has been good. There's no GPS on board at all with this tablet, and there's no 3G. This is just straight way. You've got wireless, 150 megabits per second wireless in, and just to mention too, you have a HDMI slot here. That's the micro kind, so you can slot in there HDMI, and that works fine both in Android and Windows. And when you are charging the tablet, you also get a little tiny notification LED up here when the camera's on, and when it's charging, that just shines up here. It's a nice little bonus. Some of the negative things about the tablet, well, the speaker on the back is hopeless. It's useless. It is not good at all. It's very tinny and it just sounds like crap, to be honest. It is, volume-wise, is not that good at all. It is quite tinny. Now, I'll just show you now quickly an example of that. Just load up something in YouTube. So whatever I can here, have a quick search. As you can type in portrait mode as well, of course. I will try and type a little bit better. it's a bit tricky here with the tripod and the camera in the way. Oh, that's not working too well. Okay. Finally load in here what I wanted to, and just do a quick example here that just let you know what the speakers sound like. It's just a mono little speaker with a tiny little speaker grill. You can see right here on the back that it's tiny, and the output is hardly any mid-range, zero bass, and mostly treble. I don't remember it being that bad on the first model I reviewed, but it's just here it just seems to be worse. That is maximum volume in Android. In Windows it's a little bit louder. So not really that good at all. The speaker is not good, rubbish really. I wish they had a slightly better speaker, but anyway, that's the way it is. It can't be completely perfect for 99 US. The front-facing camera is garbage. That is only 0.3 megapixels. So it's really washed out, grainy looking image. It's okay for a bit of video chat like Skype. And the rear camera on the back, that is a 2 megapixel camera. And again, the quality is really bad. If you want to see some samples, there are some samples up on techtablets.com. Under the Chuwi Vi8 section, there's a review there with some samples. Now we do have the micro SD card slot, and I have a 64 gigabyte card in there now that reads it without any problems whatsoever. I think the website said it only supports up to 32 gigabytes, but no, it does support 64. And if you format that to flash 32, you will be able to read that memory card in both Windows and Android on both the operating systems. And the sound output from the headphone jack, well, it's decent. There's not too much static or anything like that. There's a slight little bit of a hiss, very, very, very low. It's not like that interference I've been getting on some of these Chinese tablets. And just a reminder that if you're going to use the headphone jack here, that you just need to use a standard 2-pole stereo jack in there. If you use a 4-pole with a remote or microphone, it's not going to work properly. If you put that in there, it's going to sound all funny. So using that is going to give you issues. So make sure it's just a 2-pole one there. I'll now get into a bit of gaming here and just run a few games. Okay, so just a bit of Real Racing 3 here. Okay, it's already on full volume, but it's not that loud at all. The art of the overtake. Now that's funny, I'm just shoving and pushing my way through everyone here. Okay, so yeah, Real Racing 3 there, you can see runs fine. Looks great. Looks really good on the system. Okay, so just finish this race and then I'll show you another game here. Okay. So next up, Asphalt 8 Airborne. Let's go quickly into a race here. Okay, so very playable, looks great, runs great. Shame about that loudspeaker. Okay, so that is Airborne, Asphalt 8 Airborne. And now let's have a quick look at, where have we got next is Dungeon Hunter 5. Okay, and another game that just runs fine, there's no issues whatsoever. So most games, 99% of the games you want to play out of the Play Store are going to run fine. Literally all of them. And there's no issue running this game at all. Looks great. Plays fine. The touchscreen is responsive. No touch lag or anything like that. Okay. And last but not least, a bit of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I've got the settings on this set to maximum. I'll just quickly show you here. View distance. So that's all on max. 100% resolution. Okay, so gaming isn't a problem at all. You can run all your games you want from the game Play Store. No problems whatsoever there. And finally, just a couple of words on the overall quality of the tablet. It's pretty good. For what you're getting for 99 US, I mean it's a bargain really, because you've got Windows, Office 361 year license, and then Android. And the back of it is a matte it's a matte plastic material here that has a bit of a texture to it. It's reasonably good and resistant to fingerprints. And as I said, the negatives of the tablet really are this, is the cameras, both of the cameras are just awful, and the loudspeaker is also bad. But the inclusion now of the HDMI port and having the tablet as dual boot is really good, and I'd give it a rating of 8.1 out of 10. It's a good tablet, it's decent, what you're getting. Okay, it doesn't have a retina screen. If you want a sharp, really sharp screen, then look at maybe the Chuwi V8 9 that has a higher resolution to screen, or the T-Class X89 that is also an 8.9 inch. It has a retina screen in it from the iPad mini. But overall, it's a decent tablet. You've got a reasonably bright, sharp screen with good viewing angles. Battery life in Android, you're looking around about 4 hours. If you're gaming, then it's going to be about 3. Battery life does seem to be slightly better in Windows. Windows running 40% screen brightness with the Wi-Fi on, with wireless on, sorry. You're looking around maybe 5 hours, 5.5 hours, which is not too bad considering that's only got a 5000 milliamp battery in it, and it is an 8-inch tablet, so you don't have that much room really to put large capacity batteries in there. Overall, the weight of it's good. It's nice and portable. You can quickly and easily slip this into a bag, or if you're a lady, a purse or whatever. So it's a decent tablet. And that is the review. If you did like this review, please give me a like, and do subscribe for more up and coming videos on Chinese tablets here. I will try and review as many as I can, as many as possible. So thank you for watching, and hope to see you in my next YouTube video. Bye for now.